Welcome back. We're here. It's match day number 3. It's the second game on match number 8 today in total, but match number 2 today. We have the Eastern Counties. In fact, match number 8 today. Yes, we have the Eastern Counties up against the Southern FA. The Southern FA, they are in yellow and black up against the Eastern Counties in orange. We see the Southern team just getting together. They had a good victory against the Central FA in their last outing, winning 1-0. A goal scored by their skipper, Malik Khan. Not seeing Malik Khan on the starting lineup today. In fact, he is on the lineup, but he's not going to take the captain to take the toss. They have sent out the number 14 to take the toss.
Yes, the South team, so far, there are a couple of players who have caught my eye. Kern Smart being one of them, Malik Khan definitely, and Hanaway as well, Cornelius Hanaway. Those are the 3 that have caught my eye. There are a couple others I want to take a good look at as well. But those 3 from South are the ones. In the Eastern FA, Gordon from the Eastern FA.
Eastern Counties
FA, sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, playing in the orange and blue strip, attacking the goal from north to south is Eastern Counties. And playing in the yellow and the black strip and attacking from south to north is South.
Who do you think, Gordon, impressed you the most?
Well, I thought they have a couple of good players spread across their team, none really standing out as such, but the number 10, Samro, is going to be influential in this one. The number 11, Stanley, as well, is going to show up as well. We see Samro, in fact, he's playing in the back today, so they're trying to get some sturdiness. They have been leaking goals, although they have been playing well. Ransom not on today. That was a defender who was quite impressive as well. A bit of a missed kick.
Yes, in the last game they started off, Eastern County started off quite well. They got on top, but eventually were overrun.
Keeper comes out quickly
in their game in Tobago. So let's see how they start today and how they carry it through. One of the things I'd like to see from them, we haven't seen enough of them in the shape consistently throughout the game. They seem to start off with a good shape, but then lose it throughout the game.
A ball played over the top, cleared upfield, falls to Forbes. Forbes turns and then bangs it. Keeper quickly off his line though. Credit to him. That's Miranda. Kyle Miranda.
And what people might be wondering, what shape has to do with these players playing at this age? What it does is puts you in a framework that allows you to express yourself easier. So that people aren't just chasing the ball, and the opportunities to play good football and still express yourself in situations where you may be in 1v1 situations or even 1v2 situations.
Yes, some changes took place. I was just watching. In fact, there's no Malik Khan. So Malik Khan is on the substitute bench. So probably disciplinary reasons. No, injured. Okay, he's injured. Well, of course, Malik Khan, the impressive player, plays his football with W Connection. He also got transferred from Pleasantville to Naparima, so he's in Naparima College. That's Malik Khan. The referee not satisfied with the ball pressure. The man in the middle, Mr. John Barkley from the Northern FA. Headed down. Ball just going out of play.
Yeah, both these teams possess players a little bigger than the players of some of the other teams that we've seen. The South has quite players of good physical size. So does the Eastern Counties team.
The starting lineup for South. Number 6, Luke Phillip, starting in place of number 10, Malik Khan.
And that's Phillip there. Late addition. His early ball aimed at the pint size, number 17.
Also, the captain, Joel Maitland Wilson, will be wearing number 14.
Yes, as I was saying, the size of the players are a little bigger than some of the other teams, and we have seen South be formidable with the use of their physical size. They've been dominant in the air especially, and they've been able to defend fairly well in all the games we've seen so far.
Well, they are unbeaten thus far. One of two unbeaten teams, or two perfect teams in the competition. The other being the North Zone team. Luke Phillip still going with the ball. A bit of a battle tussle there. You see, just committing the foul was the number 16. That's Israel Joseph. Big clearance there by Young. Nice work at the back here by, that was Campbell. And there the early ball through Stanley in a foot race. Stanley, good defensive work there by, that was Justin Joseph. So this game really yet to settle down. And after that exciting game between the Eastern Counties and the Eastern FA and Central, this one just not getting going just yet.
Well, that one is still in our minds, and it'll be very difficult to get something similar. But I think both of these teams are going to be very competitive. What I would like to see from both of them is some of the players expressing themselves a little more, as we have seen with both the Central team and the Eastern FA team in the first game.
Ball just banged upfield. So a bit of backs and forwards. Having straight offside there was Ronaldo Williams. Diaz, he leaves the ball there for Omari Campbell. Oh, that's a good kick out. But it's Phillips here, Luke Phillips. Campbell comes and just puts the ball into touch. And from where we are here at the Otto Boldon Stadium, we can see work continuing apace as the construction of the home of football continues. I think that site we're seeing just at the western side, that's where the hotel is going to be built. Yeah, the eastern side, sorry, yes, the eastern side. That's where the hotel is going to be built. It's going to house national teams and players in programs such as this.
Yes, a lot of work being done, even on a Republic Day, a Sunday. So it shows that the seriousness of the project on hand, and this project I think has a timeline by which I think the president would like it to finish. If he comes close to that timeline, trust me, that would be a miracle in itself.
Yes, definitely. There we see the work taking place. Of course, the president has given a timeline of January, in fact, for at least the fields to be finished, and I think part of the hotel. Yeah, the early ball through. It's just played into touch.
What we're not seeing yet from these teams is we're not seeing them put their foot on the ball and look to pass it around. We seen them a little too anxious in just clearing the ball and getting it out of the defensive area. But I'd like to see them start pushing the ball around and linking passes together. We haven't seen much of that from this game just yet.
Yes, this game, I just not getting the same competitive edge, neither skill level. But I know that the South Zone team is a very skillful team. So probably just the competition, and I think that's sometimes that's part of the problem. When it's a competition, the players tend to play for the goals or preventing goals from scoring and are not allowed to express themselves. They also don't want to be the one to make the mistakes. And it's important to making mistakes at this age group and, of course, learn from them. I saw a writing somewhere that says, show me someone who makes no mistakes and they would not have accomplished anything. The early ball aimed at Stanley. Good defensive work. Has it stayed in play? Yes, it has. Ref call for the foul. Luke Phillips, though, thought that his team maintained possession. Would have wanted the advantage to be played. Isaiah Thompson stands over the ball and he just goes short to Young. Young back to Thompson.
Yes, we do want to see individual play, but I'm thinking here we've seen a little bit too much of people just putting their heads down and trying to dribble with the ball and not looking for the supporting player as much as they should be.
Ball banged upfield, aimed at Stanley. So the Eastern Counties team seem to have one tactic: get that ball to Stanley or in his area, and he's going to run at it. The field just being stretched. You can see an Eastern County player still deep in his own half, while all his teammates and the ball is well into the Southern FA's area. Ball just put out. It's going to be a throw-in. A beautiful breeze blowing across the ground. The field looks a picture. The early ball through, and the keeper just comes, claims early.
I was hoping to see both these keepers get involved in the game. We may see it come right here.
Takes on one, but he runs into Samru. Samru still unable to clear. And he's offside. And we see the referee assistant is waving his flag madly.
I'd really like to see these goalkeepers get involved. Let's see them, if they can save, how they compare with some of the other goalkeepers that we've seen, because it's game situations where you judge goalkeepers the most by. Sometimes goalkeepers can be excellent in practice, and then they fail you in game situations where crucial decisions have to be made.
Yes, definitely. It was two excellent showing by the keepers in the first game. Although one had a blunder, that was Tristan Edwards of the zone team. He had a blunder that allowed Dante Gilbert to put his team up. A lead that would not last to the end. But we had two goalkeepers showing excellent handling. What I was most impressed with, though, besides their handling, was their ability to distribute the ball. So often we have goalkeepers who are able to shot block, but then not able to restart the football.
Yes. Lincoln Phillips, one of my mentors, I was never a goalkeeper, but one of my coaches, he wrote a book, one of the first books that he wrote as a goalkeeping book, which said that goalkeeping is the last line of attack and the last line of defense and the first start of an attack. And a good goalkeeper can release people in midfield and even up front that can set you going into positions that will cause goals to be scored.
And you can see here with the Eastern Counties team, not the same discipline in terms of positioning as you're accustomed to seeing. Thompson turning one way, then the other. Philip. Back to Thompson. Williams. Ricardo, that is. Here comes the Southern team.
Very scrappy first 10 or 15 minutes that we've had here. We haven't seen these teams settle along and make 3, 4, 5 passes together that would create the type of display that would impress their coaches.
Ball punt upfield. Ball falls to Philip. He loses out. Thompson. The early ball aimed at Williams. The keeper has come to the edge of his box and claims early. Not afraid to come off his line. That goalkeeper for the Eastern Counties. That's Trotman.
Yes, he did well. He used the full width of his box and came out and made it easy. If he had stayed on his line, he would have perhaps created a big problem for his team.
Here's a nice ball out wider. Frentis very skillful. Pint size, but very skillful. He's barged off the ball there by Young. Young pleads his innocence. But it's going to be a free kick in a good position for the Eastern Counties team. Not seeing the big guys from the back going forward to pack the box. I think the Eastern Counties team have lost their first 2 games and have decided that they're going to get something from this one.
Yes, but the way to get something was to attack. Probably at least 1 or 2 of the big boys from the back should have gone up to try and create havoc inside the area.
Ball floated in. Goes over everyone. A shot. Just having shit offside there was Stanley.
Yes, but the way to get something.
A bit of a half chance here. If you look at the delivery, it was Omari Campbell just
big boys from the back
floating that ball in.
Trying a bad delivery havoc inside the area. Over the
ball
first
floated in.
And
goes over everyone. A shot. Just
the
having
box,
shit offside there was Stanley.
They weren't able to take advantage of it.
So it's going to be a throwing here. Taking it quickly is Trotman. Strong challenge. Frentis mixing it up with the bigger boys. Shot from distance. Stanley seems to be very lively. Everton Stanley. Some good skill. Thompson. He seems to be a bit composed though. And then he makes a bad pass. Shot from distance. Easily handled in the end. That was Everton Stanley. Some good
For
skill.
the South team, it just sometimes tells you, shows you that how
Thompson.
one player could make a huge
He seems
difference
to be a bit
in
composed
team.
though. And then he makes a bad
Malik
pass.
Khan, who has the ability to
Shot
hold
from
the ball
distance.
and dribble and
Easily.
distribute from in attacking areas. He's missing today, and I think it's making a big difference to his South team.
Yes, a very, very big difference.
Yeah.
You remember on a couple of occasions, I told you that I thought that Malik Khan was the man of the match in the last game where his team won 1-0, and he got the winning goal, in fact, and he went back and played a stopper position. Yeah, so I told you that he was the man of the match for me there, and you can see it here, a totally different, South Zone team,
Yeah.
with only one player missing.
Yes. Yeah. He was the one who has kept everything together, a la Messi with Barcelona and Argentina. Not saying that he's anywhere in that category, but sometimes one player holds the whole team together. That player is the glue that holds the whole team together. And on this occasion, what we've seen from the South Zone team, Southern FA team, that Malik Khan seems to have been that player.
So it's going to be a throw-in. Trotman. Philip bangs it upfield, but Campbell first to get to the ball. Nice cross-field ball. It falls to Stanley. Stanley trying to tape the shot. And a shot from distance. It's high. It's wide. And there we have the first hydration break.
Yes, I expected this in the first half of this game as it climbs closer to midday and the sun and the temperature increases. It's very important that these youngsters get hydrated. One of the things that...
so that's going to be what we're going to see the method. And what has happened is without Malik Khan in the middle for the Southern team, they have not been able to counteract and put the ball on the ground. So it's been route run versus route run. He's way offside. That's Ricardo Williams. So there, yes, just with a little analysis, and we finally found what is missing, because I couldn't understand how a team that likes to put the ball on the ground suddenly was just pumping the ball forward, because their better players are playing at the back for them. And missing from the South Zone team is their midfield as well as Kun Smart.
Yeah, one of the things that every team I've played for and coached that was a team that was above average, you always had what I call a spine. It's important to have a spine in football. You have a good goalkeeper, good central defender, a midfielder of quality could possess the ball and distribute it, and a forward up front who has finishing skills and qualities that a good forward has. So a spine is important, and congregating all your good players in the back leaves you wanted.
Yes, definitely. I think they have found that they have lost their first two games, and that's the downside to competition a bit too early. You know, the competition itself, because the Eastern Counties coach on this occasion, Mr. Phil Butchard, probably don't want to go through the tournament without a victory or without getting a point. So he decided that I'm gonna make sure that I don't concede any goals and try and hope that probably Stanley can get him one. South Zone team finally stringing some passes together. Then the early ball through. Samro is there. Deals with it adequately enough. Dujon. And then the ball just running out of control there. Up from Jeremy Jones. Stanley, though, with his speed and workman-like behavior, have been causing some havoc for the South Zone team.
Yes, it's tough. It's tough when you don't have your quality players in and around in the middle of the park to be pushing the ball around and being collective with it, and also providing leadership when things are not going right. But you must come up with alternative strategies to be able to deal with situations like that. For instance, here's somebody on the ball now. Instead of just punting it upfield, somebody needs to tell him to take his time and push the ball around.
Early shot. And the keeper there had a bit of frightening moments. He's been playing quite high, in fact, the keeper for the Eastern Counties team.
Yes, and I think that was Forbes who saw him off his line and tried a shot. Not a bad idea. Didn't quite get the technique right, and it just missed the goal.
Ball through. Williams tins one way then the other. Shot! Oh, just wide. So the Southern team come into life a bit here now.
Yes, we've seen South now getting some penetrative attacks. They've had a couple of shots on goal over the last a few minutes, and let's see if they continue to attack from here and continue to press.
Another substitution.
Ladies and gentlemen, substitution for Eastern Counties. In is number 15, Jean-Pierre Reyes. Out is number 16, Israel Joseph. Substitution, Eastern Counties.
So Israel Joseph being replaced by Jean-Pierre Reyes. Reyes, he was a bit dangerous in the games that we saw him. Not the smoothest of players, but I think he's going to provide another attacking option. And there we see him on the ball. Oh, treads the needle. Is he onside? So it's one strategy. Get the ball to Everton Stanley.
Yes, and especially if he has space behind the defenders, he has the kind of pace that will cause any player of this age trouble.
Kamani De La Rosa goes past his man skillfully. Oh, but good recovery challenge there by Young. So the game just stretching a bit now. You're getting end-to-end action.
Yeah, both teams now trying to be a little better, especially in attack. I would like to see it in midfield as well. The ball being moved around a little bit more.
Ball comes across. Pierre trying to settle. As Jacques Perez. Samaru providing cover. He finds Dujon. Here's Dujon, accustomed being up the pitch. Just having straight offside. Now, if I was coaching, I would have realized that by now. And I would have had Kern Smart, unless he's injured, on the pitch in a more midfield position, because he's going to provide the sort of hand in the back. He's going to be the man to bring the ball for you. Or I would have put Luke. You see Luke Phillip, who's wide out on the right. He as well can knock the ball around, because the South Zone team, what they're going to find is that their small forwards are not going to get a lot of chances against the bigger, more skillful Eastern Counties defense. Pierre losing his footing. Phillip on the ball. Still Phillip. Early ball by Young. Forbes. Williams. Miranda just comes, claims, uses his area. The keepers to their credit as well, has been able to dump the ball quite a long way.
Yes, he's a very good kicker of the ball out of his hands. Here we come to the end of the first half. Not quite the spectacle that we'd like it to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, at halftime, the score is Eastern Counties 0, South 0.
Yes, not quite the spectacle
At
we
this moment,
would
on
like
behalf
it
of
to
the
be.
Trinidad and Tobago Football Association and the National Lotteries Control Board, we'd like to take the time to wish each and every one of you happy 41st Republic Day anniversary to Trinidad and Tobago.
Let's hope for a much better second half. We haven't seen the kind of team play, balls being pushed around, passes being made and linked together to give us the hope that there has been learning process going on and progression from game to game.
Okay, well, that's all for now. We're going to have the second half when we come back. Yeah, so that's going to be what we're going to see the method. And what has happened is without Malik Khan in the middle for the Southern team, they have not been able to counteract and put the ball on the ground. So it's been route run versus route run. He's way offside. That's Ricardo Williams. So there, yes, there's been a little analysis, and we finally found what is missing, because I couldn't understand how a team that likes to put the ball on the ground suddenly was just pumping the ball forward, because their better players are playing at the back for them. And missing from the South Zone team is their midfield as well as Kun Smart.
Yeah, one of the things that every team I've played for and coached that was a team that was above average, you always had what I call a spine. It's important to have a spine in football. You have a good goalkeeper, one good central defender, a midfielder of quality who could possess the ball and distribute it, and a forward up front who has finishing skills and qualities that a good forward has. So a spine is important, and congregating all your good players in the back leaves you wanted.
Yes, definitely. I think they have found that they have lost their first two games, and that's the downside to competition a bit too early. You know, the competition itself, because the Eastern Counties coach on this occasion, Mr. Philbert Charge, probably don't want to go to the tournament without a victory or without getting a point. So he decided that I'm going to make sure that I don't concede any goals and try and hope that probably Stanley can get him one. South Zone team finally stringing some passes together. Then the early ball through. Samro is there. Deals with it adequately enough. Dujon. And then the ball just running out of control there. Up from Jeremy Jones. Stanley, though, with his speed and workman-like behavior, have been causing some havoc for the South Zone team.
Yes, it's tough. It's tough when you don't have your quality players in and around the middle of the park to be pushing the ball around and being collective with it, and also providing leadership when things are not going right. But you must come up with alternative strategies to be able to deal with situations like that. For instance, here's somebody on the ball now. Instead of just punting it upfield, somebody needs to tell him to take his time and push the ball around.
Early shot. And the keeper there had a bit of frightening moments. He's been playing quite high, in fact, the keeper for the Eastern Counties team.
Yes, and I think that was Forbes who saw him off his line and tried a shot. Not a bad idea. Didn't quite get the technique right, and it just missed the goal.
Ball through. Williams, Tins, one way then the other. Shot! Oh, just wide. So the Southern team coming to life a bit here now.
Yes, we've seen South now getting some penetrative attacks. They've had a couple of shots on goal over the last a few minutes, and let's see if they continue to attack from here and continue to press.
Another substitution.
Ladies and gentlemen, substitution for Eastern Counties. In is number 15, Jean-Pierre Reyes. Out is number 16, Israel Joseph. Substitution, Eastern Counties.
So Israel Joseph being replaced by Jean-Pierre Reyes. Reyes, he was a bit dangerous in the games that we saw him. Not the smoothest of players, but I think he's going to provide another attacking option. And there we see him on the ball. Oh, treads the needle. Is he onside? So it's one strategy. Get the ball to Everton Stanley.
Yes, and especially if he has space behind the defenders, he has the kind of pace that will cause any player of this age trouble.
Kamani De La Rosa goes past his man skillfully. Oh, but good recovery challenge there by Young. So the game just stretching a bit now. You're getting end-to-end action.
Yeah, both teams now trying to be a little better, especially in attack. I would like to see it in midfield as well. The ball being moved around a little bit more.
Ball comes across. Pierre trying to settle. Jean-Pierre Reyes. Samaru providing cover. He finds Dujon. Yes, Dujon accustomed being up the pitch. Just having straight offside. Now, if I was coaching, I would have realized that by now. And I would have had Kern Smart, unless he's injured, on the pitch in a more midfield position, because he's going to provide, you saw the hand in the back. He's going to be the man to bring the ball for you. Or I would have put Luke. You see Luke Phillip, who's wider out on the right. He as well can knock the ball around, because the South Zone team, what they're going to find is that their small forwards are not going to get a lot of chances against the bigger, more skillful Eastern Counties defense. Pierre losing his footing. Philip on the ball. Still Philip. Early ball by Young. Forbes. Williams. Miranda just comes, claims, uses his area. The keepers, to their credit as well, has been able to dump the ball quite a long way.
Yes, he's a very good kicker of the ball out of his hands. Here we come to the end of the first half. Not quite the spectacle that we'd like it to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, at halftime, the score is Eastern Counties 0, South 0.
Yes, not quite the spectacle
At
we
this moment,
would
on
like
behalf
it
of
to
the
be.
Trinidad and Tobago Football Association and the National Lotteries Control Board, we'd like to take the time to wish each and every one of you happy 41st Republic Day anniversary to Trinidad and Tobago.
Let's hope for a much better second half. We haven't seen the kind of team play, balls being pushed around, passes being made and linked together to give us the hope that there has been learning process going on and progression from game to game.
Okay, well, that's all for now. We're going to have the second half when we come back.
Described as the torso. If any part of the torso is in front, then the person is offside. One of the other things that we should remember, however, is that if it's fairly close. The doubt goes to the attacking team and not to the defensive team.
And here we see Stanley again going for a bit of a run.
That again looks an iffy decision as well.
So we'll take a bit of a look at those offside calls. Just a bit questionable. We see getting ready to warming up at the sidelines the Tobago team in their baby blue outfits. They have been the thrashing boys of this competition thus far. I have heard though that there are going to be some changes. I think in the keeping department, and yes, I am seeing him in keeping gear. I heard that Ireel is really their first keeper. So after conceding all of 15 goals, they finally decided that Ireel deserves to be in the goal post, but that's still in the game to come. Back to the action on the pitch. It's the Southern FA, and quickly off his line is the keeper. Just snatches it. Kyle Miranda has a very decent punt. Ball headed on. Pierre turns his man skillfully, but then loses out. And Dujon. Forbes trying to thread the needle. Ball banged upfield there by Dujon. Can he keep it in play? Cannot keep it in play. That's young Jean Pierre there, showing signs that he. And we see the keeper has stayed down. That's Miranda.
I didn't see quite what happened to him. He kicked the ball out of his hand. He collected it fairly easy. I don't quite understand what happened to him there.
You're not quite sure what has taken place, but he's reeling in pain. The physio coming out. He's pointing at his ankle, so he probably twisted.
Yeah, probably as he planted to kick the ball.
So he is right-footed, so he would be planting that left boot.
Yes.
And it is the left foot.
And it may have just given away on him, or maybe a previous injury that is now flaring up again.
Well, when you look at this field, you can see this well-grassed. And in fact, there's three things. There was some overnight rain, so the field will be heavy. The field at the Otto Boland Stadium normally is well-grassed, and I think it's the only stadium where there's savanna grass actually on the pitch. So that provides, if you know savanna grass, it provides a bit of a covering over the ground. So most of the times you're running on top of the ground and not on the ground. So your footing is very suspect unless the field is very low. To be fair though, the field seems to be well cut.
One of the things I bring in these days as well is the wrong boots that many of the players are wearing. I think not enough young footballers are wearing the correct boots in wet fields that Trinidad and Tobago has often during the rainy season. The old six pegs boots that were recommended especially for defensive players and goalkeepers and even forwards to be sure-footed in wet situations. You don't see many players wearing that type of boot again.
Yeah, they're also very difficult to acquire. I was looking for a six-pegger and I couldn't find one.
The reason being is the businessman is not bringing them in because they're not selling.
I remember in my playing days as a defender, if you didn't have a six-pegger and the rain has fell, Anthony Barrington would not put you anywhere close to the pitch. And it was worse when we went to the army and it was Balfour was the coach. You would have to watch from the stands for not walking with your six-pegger in your bag.
Yes, oftentimes I as a coach myself used to look and see what boot all of the players had before I picked my final 11.
So you was part of that conspiracy.
Sometimes it's better to have an average player than a good player who's in the wrong boot and will be slipping and sliding, especially in defensive positions.
The ball wider. Khan here in a foot race with Samaru. Good work by Samaru though. Just holding up Khan, but Khan slips past. Still Khan. Ball across. Thompson. Miller. Looking for Stanley. The ball just cut out. Forbes. Phillip wins out. And then a nice play there by Young. Still Young. Ball across, it falls to Smart. Skipping past the challenge. The referee blowing for the foul. That was Dujon, who's brought down. He's holding on to his ankle.
Yes, Dujon has played a very good left back here. He's very collective with the ball and usually distributes it to his midfielder or plays a decent pass to his forward player. He's been one of the better players for the Eastern Counties in this encounter.
Yes, he's... He seems to be down. That's Aaron. Dujon. And the substitution's about to be made at the sideline for the South Zone team. On comes the number 19. That's Otway. Jeremiah.
Substitution for South. In is number 19, Jeremiah Otway. Out, number 17.
So. And the Eastern Counties ringing the substitutions. Probably trying to get everyone in.
It's cooled down a little bit. The sun is not as hot. We have under quite a bit of cloud cover here, and it should be reasonable enough down there for them to
Substitution for Eastern Counties in number 16 and 6, Israel Joseph and Aaron Dijon. Out numbers 14 and 15, Kimani De La Rosa and Jean-Pierre Rees. Substitution, Eastern Counties.
Yes, to keep up the energy levels, continue to fight to get a goal in this game, and I think the one goal in this game will decide the game. One goal, and we should see a winner.
Ball through. Miranda comes on, and he comes and claims it again. I think sweeper keepers around the world will be quite impressed with the young man's willingness to come off his line. Early ball aimed at Stanley. Good defensive work there by Smart.
We're probably now seeing that Malik Khan is definitely not as mobile as he was in previous games. He would have been in the midfield, coming back, hustling, looking for the ball. Here he's looking to be in a position where he could probably get a through pass, get past one man, and then get a chance at goal. Either Khan or Smart. I think that's what the South FA are looking for at this point.
Yes. I think the coach of the Southern FA, in fact the whole technical staff, will be very disappointed with this display here by the Southern FA team.
Yes, and it would be a shame for them to think that even if they go on to win this game, that winning was the most important thing in the game. We would have definitely have wanted to see this under 13 group of players put down a brand of football that that they did in the previous games and showed that they can play the game. And we are a little disappointed in their efforts today.
Here we see he would have straight offside, begging. And he's true, just offside there was Kern Smart.
And that's the half chance I think they're looking for. Either can to go
Stanley
by himself or can to get it to Smart.
Some good skill.
And they're looking for that possibility to give them a goal.
Thompson. He seems to be a bit composed though. And then he makes a bad pass.
Oh, here's a slip.
Head upfield there by Young. Khan up against Samro. Throwing Thompson, just giving it back there to Young. The ball wider. Forbes, is this the half a chance? Philip, and it's just towed out. So the Eastern Counties team looking solid at the back.
Well, they've lost Dujon on the left side.
He's back on the pitch.
He's back on the pitch?
Yeah, right now he's marking there. He's next to Kern.
Well, I didn't see him come back on.
Kern Smart. So it's going to be a corner.
It's because he was playing a fairly solid left side defender. So they have him back on the field again.
Ball across. Khan. Shot from distance. Just flashes over.
Comes the second hydration break of this match. It had cooled down a little bit, but the sun is peeping through intermittently. That doesn't prevent the overall temperature of the day continuing to climb, and these players need to get this hydration in to continue their performance levels.
Yeah, definitely. So at this point, the scores Eastern Counties 0, Southern FA 0. If you had any words for the Southern team, what would you be telling them?
I would try to get Khan to play a little more in midfield. I think he and Smart up front not the combination in the type of formation that I would like to see. I would like the defenders to try and find Khan in the middle of the field so that he could spread the ball either into wide positions or look for a through pass into Kern Smart so that they can get their goal. He has drifted, to my mind, too far out to the left, and he doesn't seem to be getting the number of balls that I'd like to see him be on to be as effective as I would like him to be. And perhaps the coach has giving him instructions, because I see him now settling back in the middle of the field.
Well, not much more time left in this one. I think the coach of the Eastern Counties team, he has decided that he wants to get onto the table with some sort of points. The question is, are we going to insist on getting points at the sacrifice of good entertaining football by the youngsters? Stanley. Everton Stanley, he has been industrious, to say the least.
Yes, he has. He's been one of those players that continues to put his body about. He continues to try, and there's no lack of effort from Stanley at all.
Another highlight about this game, the ball has spent a lot of time out of play.
Yes, and that has come from the fact that we're not seeing the passes being linked together as often as we should. Too many balls have been kicked out of the sides of the field and not controlled well, and pushed to the side of the field when the team is in possession.
There we have it again.
And there we have it. As we speak, it goes again.
He can change his game on its head. Ball across, a good ball to Philip. Is this the occasion? No call by the referee. It was Diaz there.
Let's say it was good stout defending. It was close, but I probably would not have given it as a referee, because to me, you're giving a penalty and you're making a crucial decision like that. It has to be totally justified, especially if it's going to decide a game.
Chested down. Oh, a bit of a missed kick there by number 23.
The basics of receiving the ball and passing the ball are not as well seen in this game as these two teams have shown us in the past, and as the other teams have shown. A little too much anxiety has crept into both these teams, and as a result we've seen too many balls just banged away and banged upfield in hope rather than in trying to keep possession of it.
You're seeing a lot of industry but not much enterprise. The early ball aimed at Miller. Miller in a bit of a foot race with Francois. Francois wins that race and just puts it into an early touch. And here you're seeing the challenges. They're just coming in hard and fast.
Well, at this stage of the game, nobody wants to lose, and so we're going to see them fight till the end.
Samaru, he misses. Is this the opportunity? Kern Smart, he has lots of space. But Dujon is back. Kern Smart and slots it home. Just like that. Kern Smart.
South scored by number 9, Kern Smart. The score is South 1, Eastern Counties 0.
He misses. Is this the opportunity? Kern Smart, he has lots of space.
The game was on a knife edge.
But Dujon is back. Kern Smart
and
and slots it home.
It was
just like that.
Kern
Smart.
A ball that the coaches wanted to be played, a through ball, especially with space behind their backs. Smart, with the quality speed that he has, was able to outrun the defense, make a nice to cut to his right to outwit the last defender, and then slot it home past the goalkeeper.
And JBC Khan trying an effort from distance. What we missed in all this was Samaru's missed kick on the center circle.
Yes, Samaru's missed kick caused Smart to be let in, and that was perhaps the crucial defensive mistake that the South was looking for. It came late in the game, and that was all she wrote.
Early ball. Miranda comes, claims. Taking a bit of umbrage to Molikana, just hurdling him. But now the mistakes are coming hard and fast.
Yes, the Eastern County is probably a very disappointed group. They fought hard all the way, thought that they probably might have gotten a point out of this or even a win. And now they're disappointed that South has gotten on top of them. And the way this has been going, I think South will probably come out the winners.
Young, the early ball. Smart just not able to direct his header in the direction he wanted. But here's an opportunity. The ball into the danger area. Miller. Nice composure. Forbes. Thompson. He's really disappeared from the game. Ball punted up into the air. Forbes across. Is he onside? Yes, he is. Malik Khan. Floated ball back inside. It's in there back. Oh no. Just wide there. For one moment it looked.
Excellent idea. Yes, it looked like it was going. Excellent idea. It was something that he intended to do. He saw a goalkeeper on the first post and anything over his head.
Across.
And
Is he onside? Yes, he is. Malik Khan. Floated ball back inside. It's in there back. Oh no. Just what? A stroke of genius by, whether by intent or accident, by the South Zone coach. He kept off his two best players. At the half, he introduced them, and he got the desired result.
Well, we had said that the quality players were missing from his team. He probably knew the right time to bring them in, and we have to give him credit. With Khan, with an injury, probably didn't want him to aggravate it any much further.
Goes past. It was a penalty. Philip, I don't think I quite agree with that. In fact, Philip was lucky not to get called for the hand on the ball. Let's look at it again. There it is. The ball was played wide. Forbes with a nice early pass. Look at Phillips. Look at the movement of the hand. Goes past. And then he went down under the challenge from the penalty. Definitely, if you can see it one more time. I don't think I quite agree with that.
With Khan,
it was. This is the build-up.
With an injury, he probably didn't want to.
The ball was played wider. The one-time ball by Forbes. Look at Phillips' hand here. He puts out his hand. Goes past. Definitely a handle ball first by Philip. It was a penalty. Yes. And the foul again. I think the keeper is in the box. The keeper has a right to go at the ball. But in the opinion of the referee.
In the opinion of the referee.
And it's slotted home. Isaiah Thompson.
For South.
Isaiah Thompson.
By number 11.
Definitely a handle ball first by Philip. Was a penalty. And the foul again. I think the keeper is in the box. The keeper has a right to go at the ball. But in the opinion of the referee,
in the opinion of the referee, Southern FA more than they should be. Southern FA,
Isaiah Thompson.
Especially the second goal. Probably the first we were expecting because the strategy to try and get something out of Malik Khan.
Definitely a handle ball first by Philip. Was a penalty. And the foul again. I think the keeper is in the box. The keeper has a right to go at the ball. But in the opinion of the referee,
in the opinion of the referee,
and it's slotted home. His run is over.
He tried his best for his team. He gave it his all, and no one could fault him for his effort. He probably needs to improve, hone in his technique a little bit more, especially his ability to control the ball in tight situations. And especially he needs to also look to be able to play with his left foot and dribble on the left side as well.
That ball is true. Good defensive work at the back. And Isaiah Thompson just brings it away. Then he just gives it away. Good skill. Early ball in. So the stories continues for the Eastern Counties. Normally they're able to compete with the other teams, but they're just not able to hold their concentration for an extended period.
Yes, they have not had the kind of talent on show as some of the other teams, the individual talent.
Substitution, Eastern Counties. In number 19, Yale Figaro.
So
Out number 16, Israel Joseph.
So they were dependent.
Substitution, Eastern Counties.
They were dependent a lot more on the teamwork of the players as a group, and we didn't quite see that teamwork come to fruition against the Southern FA today.
Well, the move to put Samaru and Dujon in the back, it paid dividends up to a point. They held on to 0-0, but what a cruel game football is. It was Samaru who miskicked in the central circle and really allow Kern Smart the opportunity to get his speed going, and he was able to finish. After that, we all knew that it was going to be close, and that's the final whistle. So at the final whistle, the Southern FA, they come away 2-0 winners and remain perfect in this tournament.
Yes, we must compliment the Southern FA for their win, but we have to say that we were expecting a little bit more for in their organization and team play.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the final whistle, the score is South 2, Eastern Counties 0.
We expect from South a large area, a large catchment area for the players, that we expect a quality of player that is eventually going to add a large number of players to any national team, whether it be a junior or senior level. So we're expecting quality players.
Still to come, the man of the match award for this match.
And quality team play from the South.
The third game today, North versus Tobago.
We're not quite seeing the kind of team play that we expect, but they have continued to win defensively. They are quite strong, and I would like to see them play a little bit more team football in the middle of the pitch.
Okay, well, we're going to the break. When we come back, we're going to have the curtain, the game to bring down the curtain between the Northern team and the Tobago FA.
Ladies and gentlemen, being presented with this Player of the Match award, number 1, Hakeem Lange from South. All right, Hakeem, the first goalie in the tournament to be awarded Man of the Match award. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling happy.
All right, is it something you expected? I mean, you all went out, you had a fantastic performance today.
No.
All right, well, congratulations and all the best moving forward.
Thanks.